What's up, you guys? I am Josh.
I'm Johnny Cash.
I'm Kylie.
And today we're going to be playing a game called Story War. It's a great game. It's like a apples to apples style where there's a judge and they're picking a thing. And we have these, which are the battlefield cards. These are the warrior cards that we're trying to match to the battlefield. And then we also have item cards. You'll see it as we start to play it. It's a great game by, here's the box, Cantrip Games. And they've actually sent us another one. You can watch to the end of this video to see how you can win this exact copy, the one I'm holding in my hand, if that sweetens the deal any for you. Alright, let's get into this game. Who's going to be our first judge?
I can be the first judge.
Alright,
Ooh.
first card here.
That's a foggy, soggy bog full of logs.
Decisions. Why not?
Hey, man.
Alright. I'm going to put down the Frog Prince.
Oh, what?
Frog Prince in attack mode. Giant.
And the Giants.
Your
I think I
kingdom.
have a pretty clear advantage here, despite being a 36th the size.
Okay, well, my giant, see how it is in fact a she, is picking up a tree, and it's not even the size of her head. That's how big she is. Even, she could step on the Frog Prince, and even with that little sword, that would be like nothing. That would be like the splinter.
He has massive evasiveness,
So,
so he can dodge your feet.
how's he gonna kill her either way? He's
You're too
strong.
slow to catch me as I crawl up your leg onto your head and stab through your brain.
Yeah, but look how big my head is. How thick must my skull be?
Well, he's got a really strong little sword there, probably.
Are you guys gonna use any items?
I'm going to use a mithril tux.
Okay. Doesn't protect your brain.
Protects my heart. My fragile teenage giant heart.
I love her description. She thinks she's a normal-sized girl living in a tiny world. She's wrong.
She is wrong. Are you going to use an item, Josh?
I don't think I have anything that specifically is going to help me, so...
In that case, this one goes shockingly to the giant.
Oh, yeah.
You see, as the giant is traipsing through the world at large, she trips on a mountain.
I'm not entirely...
As she falls, she comes down on the frog's soggy little foggy bog. Although the frog is much more evasive, the giant's bosom is literally the size of the entire swamp, and she literally just flattens all of it, including the frog. In the end, the Frog Prince, regardless of whether or not he was snogged, died in his foggy, soggy, log-ridden, frog-filled bog.
Alright, and the Foggy Bog goes
She was
to
going to
Kylie.
prom.
Good.
She was going to her giant prom.
Oh, speaking of which, high school! The enemies you make here will last the rest of your life. Begin. Alright, who do we got? Spider Queen. And the Wizard. Ooh, he's got a book.
The wizard!
Point for the Wizard.
Let me begin by reading his description, if that will be good enough for you. He can cast every trick in the book as long as there's time for a spell check. So look, he's already casting like some fire electricity spell. And look, if you've learned anything from video games, you can burninate webs with fire, and thus burning the spider.
Well, my Spider Queen has webbed up the entire school. So first of all, she's hiding. You have no idea where she's at. Secondly, there's a time bomb
spreads.
somewhere buried in these webs, and by lighting them on fire, you've now activated the time bomb.
Well, this is a giant spider.
No, it doesn't say that.
It does say that.
Oh, it does say that. But giant is relative considering that most
Kingdom.
spiders are only like that big. So she could be anywhere from this big to human sized.
If it's big enough to web the entire school, which is not up to you, that's up to him.
Whether or not it webbed the entire school is
So
to
I'm
be
gonna use
determined.
a life potion
Oh.
to counter that time bomb.
Could you really counter if you're already dead? Could you really counter?
From headaches to death.
But how could he use it if he's blown up?
Blah,
What?
Well,
I didn't cricket that.
she does
Cricket
have a
that.
good point.
How is he gonna use it if his hands are blown off?
What if he
Blah,
swallows
blah,
it
blah.
before he dies? And it's like,
How would that help him? If he's
what if it carries over? I don't know how life potions work.
We're gonna find out in my story. Here we go. One day in high school, the Spider Queen was sitting in algebra, minding her own business, when all of a sudden the school was attacked by a wizard. The wizard barges in with his fire spell, burning all of the Spider Queen's webs as she tries to shoot it at him. The Spider Queen's like, oh, you're going down. Seals up all the exits with her web and hides in one a time bomb. The wizard is blasting his fire
Okay.
everywhere, melting up all of the spider webs until he hits the time bomb and the time bomb explodes. The entire high school goes up. Spider Queen and Wizard are flying in the air, both presumed dead at this point. And they both land face up on the ground. They're both dead. And then another thing falling from the sky that blew up with the explosion was a life potion. It hovers as it falls back and forth between both of them. We have no idea who it's gonna land on. It lands right in the middle of them, shatters, sprays onto both of them. They both wake up. The Spider Queen spins a web around the wizard and sucks out its soul. And
I thought
kills
only
him.
I could use a life potion.
Life potions just entered into the story
Okay, okay.
as the time bomb blew
Fair
up
enough.
both.
Man, I didn't even know where that was gonna go.
Boom!
But I kinda
Shaka!
like it. I kind of deserved that. I'm kind of not very nice. It's like, ooh, I'm
attacking a random high school.
So she's minding
the
her
matter
own
with you?
business. She's actually doing her homework.
The Spider Queen. is
Spider Queen and her homework.
All right, Kylie, you are the next judge.
Alrighty. Candy Prison.
Ooh.
The gummy guards have built custom candy cells to ensure each inmate gets their just desserts. Pick your poison. Alright, let's see. Cockatrice? What is this?
A cockatrice is basically, it's like
It's
a
a chicken dragon?
sort of like that. It's like
Chicken reptile. Alright. This weirdo's paralyzing stare means that it's never lost a game of chicken. Puss in Boots. This world famous criminal cat has already served 9 life sentences.
Wait. Oh, that doesn't turn out so well.
It's already served those sentences.
Yeah, so he's
meaning
only
it's on
got
its
one
last
life
one.
left. What the heck? I got hella stiffed on that. Well, Pumpkin Chariot, that bad boy.
Well, my cockatrice is feeling a little feeble, so he's going to use the Philosopher's Stone. Its power is it can turn stuff into other stuff.
Oh, that's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah. So my cockatrice, with its Philosopher's Stone, obviously it already has a paralyzing stare.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to paralyze you.
Uh-huh.
And with its Philosopher's Stone, it's going to turn your Pumpkin Chariot into a flea, which is going to make you itch, so...
Well, I'm a cat, I have claws, and cats eat birds and lizards. You are
Wow.
both, my friend.
I'd say they more just kill them.
You're at like a double negative right now.
Well,
You're like-
my Philosopher's Stone could turn me into a dog.
Or my Puss in Boots to your cockatrice is like the Charizard to your Scizor. Yo ass gon' burn,
Well.
metaphorically.
I don't know about that.
This is pretty tough. Any more item cards?
Do, but I don't want to use them.
Yeah, I think I'm
Alright.
good.
Yeah, I think the Philosopher's Stone's gonna get me where I need to go.
So, how would you guys apply these to the candy prison?
Clearly.
Cat's clearly driving the pumpkin chariot to the parking lot of the candy prison. He's obviously getting out of candy prison because he's just finished serving his 9th life sentence and his pumpkin chariot awaits him.
The cockatrice got this philosopher's stone when he thought it was rock candy.
Alright, I think I have heard story. The infamous cockatrice has been imprisoned in the candy prison for being too scary and weird. And they've locked him up in the tiniest solitary confinement cell. But when he was trying to peck his way through the wall to plot his great escape, he found the philosopher's stone wedged in the walls of the candy prison. And he's like, okay. Puss in Boots has served multiple sentences here. 9 life sentences to be exact. And he's been sent back.
It's a rough life.
But they let him have a pumpkin chariot just to drive around to make him feel better about being in prison so much.
He's become friends with all the guards at this point.
He's La M. He runs the entire
They're more like
prison from the
acquaintances,
inside
like
out.
they don't really like him, but they respect him.
He gets them catnip.
So they're out in the yard, whatever. Some of the gummy bear inmates are playing basketball. Some of them are, the rock candy. And Puss in Boots is minding his business, and he does not like the look on Cockatrice's face. It's like, I don't like that.
Who would?
Yeah, look at him.
He decides he's going to run over the cockatrice, and so he hops in his pumpkin chariot, and he revs it up to run over the cockatrice, who is kind of unaware of what's going on. And as he's revving up the engine, it gets stuck in the gummy ground, in the taffy ground.
Uh-oh.
So the cockatrice realizes what's happening after not just standing idly by. And he uses his philosopher's stone to turn Puss in Boots into a female cockatrice and takes it as his bride. So Puss in Boots didn't technically die, but he lost himself. So his old self has died.
Are you saying that marriage is the death of one's soul?
Well, he also completely changed into something else. So,
Oh, alright.
therefore, the cockatrice has won the battle.
One for me, and everyone has one, meaning this is the last round. Alright, so this is going to be the tiebreaker round. We all have one card. Tommy is going to be the judge. The battlefield is Trapped Temple, and it says, a temple built to honor the spirit of giant swinging blades and hidden spike pits.
Oh, that's my favorite spirit. Pray to it every night.
I'm going with this.
Alright. The arena is the Trapped Temple. Reveal your warriors.
We'll start with the Cyclops.
Golem.
Cherub.
What the Cyclops lacks in depth perception, he makes up for in lasers.
Nice. This Iron Man is held together by an electromagnetic core and unwavering confidence. Also, he's got an anvil. and an ice wand.
It's actually a winter one.
Winter wand.
Alright, my cherub is a cute little piggy with an eye on its forehead. And now the weather. This little piggy fires psychic arrows that go wee 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 all the way into the minds of his enemies.
Cyclops also has a thunder hammer.
Nice.
He is
my golem. Not only is he impervious to the blades and stuff of the environment because he's made almost entirely of metal and or electricity, but he's also got this freezy wand and an anvil that he can throw at people or use to improve himself.
But he's too magnetic, it'll just stick to him.
So now he's got a giant club hand. What's your point?
Well, I also have a club in my hand, it's Thunderhammer.
Yeah, which would just give me juice.
Well, unlike you, brutes, a little cute flying pig can fire psychic arrows, which are not physical, into the sentient minds of both of your warriors and control them and send them to their dooms in this very dangerous temple.
Your assumption is that my golem has a mind.
if it can throw stuff and use a wand.
Your assumption is that that's before I laser beam you with my Cyclops eye.
Or you are
how
frozen
big
by
you
my
are,
winter
though.
wand.
Yeah, but
That's mentioning your bad depth perception.
he has moss on his belly.
And he's got
Oh.
a freezy wand.
So? He's a golem. How could he possibly have good aim?
He's
You heard enough, Tom.
I think
Unlike
artificial.
my
He's an artificial intelligence.
I have
He's
no idea.
probably
I
got
flew for
automated
big.
aim.
Tommy's heard enough.
I have no idea where this is going to go, but let's see what happens.
Let's hear it.
So, we tune in live to the 75th Hunger Games to see that this year it's taking place in the Trapped Temple. This year is
I see where this is going with that bow and arrow.
this year's top 3 contestants from the super rich districts are Cyclops and Golem. And then from the super poor district is the Cherub.
the least ugly one.
So the horn sounds or whatever, and they're off.
Or whatever.
Cyclops and Golem immediately go right after each other, swinging their hammers and wands like crazy animals. Then out of nowhere, a swinging blade from the Trapped Temple comes down, chops one of the Cyclops' arms off, therefore dropping the hammer.
It's graphic.
It's the
This
Hunger
is
Games,
real
it's
life.
intense.
God, get with it, Josh. This is not child's play.
Alright, sorry.
The Golem sees his opportunity to wave his little wand, his winter wand.
With that motion, too.
At the same time,
sound
the
effect.
Cyclops fires his laser, canceling out his laser with the winter wand's ice
Oh.
beam.
It's like Pokemon status right there.
Super Saiyan.
So they're like,
Conflicting energy.
so while they're canceling each other out, like the Harry Potter Voldemort type situation,
We
Very
just
nice.
made 3 references to that.
Swish and flick!
Oh, God.
the Cherub runs up or flies up behind the Golem,
Flies.
shoots one of his arrows into the back of the Golem's rock stone head. But since there's no brain in there, goes straight through into the Cyclops' brain, and I guess that will kill it.
That's just
It
great.
could lead it into a pit or something.
Alright, well, I'm out.
So the Golem was like, what the heck was that? Swings around, pulls the anvil out of his pocket, throws it at the Cherub, but being magnetic as he is, it whips back onto him, pushes him backwards, he falls into a spike pit of death, and dies.
and
Pit of death.
that's everyone.
Alright,
Alright.
so the Cherub wins the Hunger
Flooping the
Games.
pig was a good decision.
And
Flipping the
Kylie,
pig.
The flooping
Kylie wins the
pig.
Trap Temple, and with that, our game. So,
It's exciting.
that was fun. If you liked
It's
this,
a lot of fun.
yeah, if you liked this game, we are giving one away. Here it is. This is your copy if you want it. All you have to do, click the share button below, share this on Facebook or Twitter, either one, we'll find you. You'll be entered to win it. We'll pick it randomly and we'll let you know next week. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Give this video a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. You can see all our videos when we post them, and we'll see you next time.